Great, thank you. Thanks, Willem, as well, for the introduction to silver. GR Silver Mining is a great opportunity to invest in silver. We're a Canadian company and our projects are in Mexico, and we've been listed since March of 2018 and making some great strides forward in that time. Why GR Silver Mining? We're drilling at the moment. We're drilling for discoveries. We're drilling in some new areas. We're drilling in some areas that we already have some resources as well. So we're looking forward to expansion of resources as well as finding some new discoveries. So there's plenty of opportunity there for continued resource growth. We've been executing our plans since we listed. Our strategy was always to dominate the Rosario mining district, which is in the southern part of Sinaloa in Mexico. And in that time, we've made 3 material acquisitions. So just a couple of months after we listed, May of 2018, we optioned the San Marcial project from SSR. We exercised that option in May of this year, so that's a 100% acquisition. In March of 2020, we acquired the PLamosas project from First Majestic. You'll probably hear from Keith after me. And that was a great acquisition, and First Majestic now has 13% shareholding in GR Silver. So that's a great vote of confidence from First Majestic in us running a project that was theirs. We've recently, in 2021, we've acquired the La Trinidad project from Mako Mining, and that includes the old La Trinidad open pit gold mine, which finished in 2019. Attractive valuation. We believe that we're significantly undervalued compared to our peers, and looking forward to that changing around. Financial strength, we're in the middle of a 14,000 metre drilling program right now, and that's fully funded. We raised $11 million earlier this year, and still got a fair chunk of that left, but we're spending it. Liquidity is good since the most recent capital raisings, and we've got the investments from institutions as well, including Sprott Asset Management and McKinsey. And we've got a track record of delivery. The founders, managers, management and executives have all had a lot of experience, particularly in Mexico, and creating value for investors. So we've got an experienced leadership team. We're growing our silver and gold resource base, and you can see here the assets in Sinaloa. The brown areas there are the concessions that we own. It's over 700 square kilometres of concessions in that one district. You can see some of our neighbours there as well. We've got Fresnillo as a neighbour near Rosario. Fortuna is also exploring in the area just to the south of Vizsla. And we've got some projects up around Vizsla as well. The red outline shows the PLamosas project, which is our focus at the moment. So we've got a big land package, but we can't do everything at once. So we're focusing on the PLamosas project, and we've got optionality with the other non-core assets. So we're looking at a few opportunities there for things that we might do with those non-core assets. Zooming into that PLamosas project area, we've got a growing resource base. So including San Marcial and San Juan and PLamosas, we've got 46 million ounces of silver equivalent in indicated, NI 43-101 compliance, and 33 million ounces of silver equivalent in inferred. So almost 80 million ounces of silver equivalent in our existing resources. We also have 2 past producer sites. The PLamosas mine was operated by Grupo Mexico between 1986 and 2001. And the La Trinidad pit, as I mentioned before, was terminated in 2019. That means we've got great infrastructure. We've got power lines going to both of those projects, to La Trinidad, also to PLamosas. We've got camps in both of those locations as well. So great infrastructure. Exploration upside as well. This area here that I'm showing on this map is over 400 square kilometres, and you can see a lot of those small circles with crosses. They're all old workings. There's a lot of exploration that's been done by previous workers on the La Trinidad concession. They spent over $18 million on exploration, so we've acquired a huge database there of geochem and geological knowledge, as well as some geophysics. And 3 mineralised trends there that follow the mineralised trends of the district, the Sierra Madre district, which includes San Dimas, which is just to the north of us. Just zooming in a little bit on that PLamosas project on the right-hand side, you see the map of some of the areas we're drilling right now. So these are new areas, these are new veins that we've discovered, and the orange outline is an area of alteration on top of a hill. We're drilling that right now. That's called Loma Dorada, and we're getting, we're seeing some great epithermal textures from the drilling there, and expecting some good news out of there. But we're currently drilling on, or this current program will be on at least 6 different targets, and including a couple of the resource areas. So not just the resource areas, but new areas, looking for new discoveries. This is a look at the PLamosas Mine resource that we put out back in August of this year. So the yellow there shows the underground mine at PLamosas. The blue shows the modelled lead, zinc, silver model, and you can see that continues below the depth of the existing mine. And the 2 brown areas are new areas that are showing gold mineralisation. So PLamosas was never really looked at as being a gold target area. When Grupo Mexico was finishing off there in 2001, the gold price was down around $270, silver price was about $5. So you can see how at the time they weren't too interested in precious metals, and hence the closure at that time. But we're finding some great numbers. You're seeing over 10 grams per tonne gold there in a number of different intercepts that we've drilled, and we're expecting to find more gold. We're just starting to understand how this gold part of the system works and how it fits in with the rest of the structures, but that's part of the drilling that we're doing at the moment as well. The resource we put out a couple of months ago was, excuse me, just need some water. The gold resource we put out on PLamosas recently was relatively low grade, and I think that's the market marked us down on that basis. Now this graph here, it's a bit busy, but each of these columns is representing a different area of the PLamosas mine and the grades that were allocated to that part of the mine in the resource. Now the green bars are showing the silver grades in the resource. You can see how they're quite low, so they're 10s, 14s, 70s, 40s, so generally below 100, whereas samples that we've taken within the mine, within these same areas, are showing over 100, over 200, up to 300 and 400. So we believe that the resource that we've put out at the moment, based on the fact that a lot of the old drill holes that were used in that resource were not QA/QC compliant. We actually don't have the core from a lot of the Grupo Mexico drilling, so we couldn't actually allocate grades to that. So there's a lot of the resource we had to allocate 0 grade, which obviously has affected the average grade. We're in that mine at the moment with a drill rig, and we're going to be drilling some of these areas so that we can get some good drill information to resubmit into that resource and get to what we believe is a more realistic and higher silver grade in that PLamosas resource. San Marcial, which is just 5 kilometres to the south of PLamosas, is a great deposit. It's the one we picked up from SSR Mining back in 2018. It already had a small resource, but we increased that within 12 months up to almost, as you can see there, 29 million ounces of silver in indicated and 10 million ounces of silver in inferred, so almost 40 million ounces of silver in that resource. And most of that is in the top 200 metres. So there's been very little drilling below 250 metres on this project. There's open pit potential. The breccia host is quite wide. It's up to 30 and 40 metres. Kai's been there. He can vouch for that. And it's a really good little deposit, this one, that has potential to grow. We've, as you can see there, we've opened up an underground tunnel, and we're drilling from there right as we speak. We've got 6 holes planned there. It's only 1,800 metres of the current 14,000 metre program, but we're looking to expand that resource at depth and along strike with this drilling. Obviously, if we have some good results there, we'll be expanding that drill program. But it's a fantastic epithermal system. There's a little bit of lead and zinc in that system as well, but the metallurgical testing that we've done so far shows that we can get silver recoveries of over 90% just using leaching, simple leaching procedures. And over 85% of the resource there at San Marcial is silver, so very little input from lead and zinc. The La Trinidad acquisition that we made earlier this year, it's a huge land package. You can see in the top right-hand corner the projects I've just been talking about, the San Juan, PLamosas and San Marcial, where we've got resources. But the rest of it is what we picked up from Mako and La Trinidad. The open pit there in the middle, that's the one that closed down in 2019. But the exploration upside and potential of this ground is enormous. You can see we've got those arrows, those northwest, southeast trending arrows on the screen. They're showing the major trends in the region. We've got the Trinidad trend, we've got the La Tigra trend, and we've got the San Marcial PLamosas trend. And so we'd see a number of old workings. We see a number of well, they're already some of the targets that we've been working on. Some of the ones that are listed there, Potrerillos, Colinas and Ciénaga, are some of the targets that fit within those mineralised trends as well. So we're just getting into La Trinidad at the moment, but you can expect us to be drilling there in the next year. We believe we're at an attractive valuation point. We've been hit hard like a lot of companies over the last few months, and we believe we're undervalued for reasons I've mentioned before. We expect that the market will focus away from just the pure resources that we've got there now, but look at the discoveries and the drilling that we're doing at the moment on the new targets. The current program will probably go until January, February of next year, but we'll have quite a bit of news flow coming through from the results of that. You can see how we compare with our resource there and our market capitalisation compared to some of the other peers. And we would expect that with some good results, we'll be moving to the right on both of those graphs. Corporate structure quickly. First Majestic, as I mentioned before, came in through the deal we did with them on PLamosas in March of last year. They're now at almost 13%. Our top shareholder, management and insiders are at 7.5%, and we've got the institutions in there as well. Market capitalisation at the moment for a company that has 80 million ounces of silver equivalent in resources with a market cap of around $60–70 million, relatively cheap, I would have thought. So just repeating the investment opportunity there, we've got a large-scale district that we've got control of, over 700 square kilometres with some optionality on the non-core assets. We've got past producer mines there, over 300 years of history in the district, multiple new targets that we're drilling at the moment. We expect some new discoveries from that. And it's an exciting geological setting with a great epithermal system. And as I mentioned, the valuation looks positive compared to other peers. Management, myself.
I'm going to kind of jump in here.
Yep.
We got to stay on track.
All right.
But Trevor's around for the weekend.
Today and tomorrow.
I was trying to think what day it was. It's Friday and tomorrow as well. But also available for one-on-one meetings, of course, as well.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of the story. As you said, I've been to the project myself, so definitely worth taking a closer look.
Great. Thanks, Kai.
Thank you so much, Trevor. Fantastic. Appreciate it.